There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
All right, guys, welcome to the Capes and Lunatics Roundtable season finale of comic book shows and adventures. It is I, Tyler, and with me is, let's go around the table. Who we got?
Charlie, the Professor Esser.
Lilith, the lunatic of this podcast.
Hey, it's Bill. Hey, hey.
I like that, Lilith the Lunatic. It works.
Nice. Alliteration.
Comic book show, man.
You have to have it if you're having a comic book show.
Especially if it's Marvel, though. Stan Lee's the worst at that. Courtesy of the Big Bang Theory. Thank you, Raj.
Yeah, except of course for Lois Lane and Lana Lang and
Lex.
That's just all stuck on L.
If you're a small,
Yeah.
They just got stuck. They just got stuck on L. They were like, "Hey, we'll just take the L letter. That's it. Stanley can have all the other alphabetical letters."
I actually have a fan theory on that, which is that Kryptonians, their ears are very erogenous to them, and so whenever Kal-El hears or Clark Kent hears that double L sound, it that's what does it for him, and so that's why he surrounds himself with people with that LL sound.
Look out, Lex.
I know I was gonna say Lex Luthor. It all makes sense in my fanfiction.
Oh yeah, trust me, the sexual tension between Lex and Clark is palpable. I think we all.
That's not Smallville. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
Well, this is doing dark.
He's like, well, this is going off the rails horribly already. Let's get to the show.
So, all right. So we're going to go in order of the premiere. So that means Charlie, go first.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I got to say, this whole season of Agents was really their best yet. And I definitely get the feeling that I think they went into this saying, you know what, this is probably our last season, or there's a good chance this will be our last season. Let's not leave anything on the table. Let's really press every great. We'll get as much money as we can for it, for our special effects, for whatever. We got ourselves in the later time slot so we can do more adult stories, and it definitely paid off. I think this was a gamble for them, but I think it's so paid off. From just the introduction of the Darkhold and Ghost Rider, all the way to the LMD plot lines, and the framework. And you know what? I'm glad to say that, once again, all of my fan theories were wrong. And I like when my fan theories are wrong because they surprise me. Because when I'm right on a fan theory, it's like, oh, yeah, I saw it coming. That was obvious what they were going to do. Well, I'm like, oh, that is completely out of left field. I had no idea they were going to do that. Did not think they were going to straight out kill Mace. That really, that struck me. That was a couple episodes ago. But this whole season has been one thing I didn't expect after another. I'm disappointed we don't get more references to Chiton. I do think they should bring that in. After all, this is the Darkhold we're dealing with. We are dealing with the real magical aspects of the Marvel Universe. But whatever they're going to do. Hopefully, it'll come up later. I still say, we haven't seen the last of the framework or the beings in it.
Yeah, I think their strength this season was they went with like the two mini kind of seasons where the first half was Ghost Rider and the Darkhold, and I mean the Darkhold played a part later, but I mean the framework was like the big thing of like the second half of the season.
Yeah. And the thing is, but like I said, my thing, and of course this is my fan theory, so maybe it's wrong, and probably is, and then I'll be happy. That the characters we saw in the framework, they will be back. That the framework is destroyed, but the spirit within the framework still exists somewhere in some form. And like I said, I mean, you have to think, in order to create that framework, there had to be something extra dimensional at play. They couldn't create a Ward or Agent Triplet from the ether. You know, they actually had to, in many ways, I think, kind of like pull their souls or their essences into the framework to have them be there. You know, so. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, if like it was something mystical or extra dimensional like that, or if like Ada was just like creating people from like shield files.
Well, you can't create that perfect of a duplicate from just printed words on the page, unless they had recorded memory tapes or something like that. That's real hard to do, to really get their personalities right and to get what makes them who they are.
I mean, they were close, but were they perfect? Because I mean, Ward wasn't evil in the framework, and in the real world, he was.
Well, actually, I think Ward was evil. It's just that he was channeling his evil for good. It's sort of like he's just like as much, Well, he's just as much the sociopath. He's just as much the person incapable of love. That's why he can't really commit to Daisy. Or Sky in this universe, but because what he is dedicated to is Daisy, because he's still dedicated to her. He still wants to take care of her, and because he knows he can't be in Hydra and love Daisy, he goes to S.H.I.E.L.D. You see, that's the thing. He is still that same guy, but in this universe, because of the way that Inhumans are treated in this universe, he has to, in order to be with Daisy. It's interesting. It kind of suggests that maybe Daisy could have reached Ward in another situation. But then again, you have that basic Jessica Jones Purple Man thing. Think, if I could get someone to be good, but I would have to be with them forever, and I know that they are truly evil, but I can keep them from doing evil if I just sentence myself to being with them forever. It doesn't seem worth it. And of course, that love across dimensions has been an ongoing theme in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while now. It's really interesting when you look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It is, in a very real way, some really nice and nuanced love stories. You have the evolution of the friendship between May and Phil going into something a little more romantic. I still don't buy Yo-Yo and Mac, but that's mostly because everything that happens with Yo-Yo and Mac is off screen. So you kind of get the feeling, there's probably this whole great story of Yo-Yo and Mac out there that we just never get. So that when she does go into the framework at the start of this episode, it kind of maybe strikes us as like, well, that's kind of out of left field. But if we buy the idea that, much like Fitz and Simmons, that they will cross universes for each other, that is what Yo-Yo will do. And I guess, I guess maybe that's kind of that superhero love, that superhero love is, we will cross a universe for you. Whereas, I think for most real couples, it's like, I will pick up my socks off the floor for you. I will do the dishes. I will make dinner. That is love, and that is true love, in my opinion. But that's because we live in a mundane universe, not a universe with superheroes.
I just got really depressed now.
I'm sorry, we don't live in a universe with superheroes. Or to put it more simply, in our universe, the superheroes don't wear capes. Because what it means to be a superhero in this universe is you just do the right thing against impossible odds. Whatever you feel that right thing is, you fight for the goodness and the betterment of all humanity. And many people do that every day. Well, people do it, Yeah. And I'm not going to get political about who's doing it, but I know that everybody who is out there protesting for what they believe in is doing it because they think they are fighting for what's right. Whether you're saying that this side is right or that side is right, you're doing it not because you're an evil person, but because you believe that this is what is best for humanity. Now, of course, Ada thought what she was doing was best for humanity, and so did Fitz. So it's important to remember that even though you think it's best for humanity, you may not always be right.
All right, you know what I wanted to ask you, Charlie? That end scene. Let's get to the end. That end scene. Okay. When Phil's in space.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite one.
I don't know if Marvel or Disney has the rights, but are we sure that space, could that be like the negative zone?
I mean, it could be the negative zone. Interestingly enough, Fox did not call the Negative Zone in the Fantastic Four film.
Mm-hmm.
Why, we don't know, but they didn't. It could be that they felt it was too comic booky, and we don't want to have a comic booky film about a comic book.
Yeah, because that worked for them.
Yeah. Yes, I always hate that when they have the rights to a comic book character and make a film about a comic book character, but they say, but we don't want it to be too comic booky. Why did you write a comic book? It's a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Anyway, I feel you, Tyler. That was me last night. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll keep on talking.
I have to say, it's like the 5th episode ever of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It showed a great improvement. Like, I hear a lot of buzz about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I see why people like season 4. I watched the Ghost Rider episode earlier in the season when he first premiered. I thought the budget for that was really great, and I thought the budget for this episode was really great.
Yes.
Nice, tight, fast pacing.
Yes. So my current theory on the pacing is great on this, and it's because they wanted to tell a lot of stories. I think what has happened, and maybe this is something to do with the uncoupling of the TV. They always had this problem that first season where they had all this stuff they wanted to say, but they couldn't say because, we have to wait for the movie to come out. We have to wait for this to come out. At this point, the Marvel Universe is so well established, I think that they've gotten their freedom to do what they want. And I think that is what is allowing them to tell these bigger, better stories. I'm going to watch for some Kung Fu Masters next season. Maybe we're going to get White Tiger. Maybe we're going to get Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Oh, I want to see Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Just the shirtlessness of it all is great. Anyway.
So is there just like a big... Are there just like big master lists like that, they put out where they're like, okay, the movies have taken all these characters and ideas, so anything that's not on this list, TV, you can take it, but, and you just can't use anything on our master list.
Well, I think what it is that the TV can throw out a character like Jeff Mace. They say, do you guys want Jeff Mace? And it's like... It's like picking dodgeball teams. So it's like, okay, I want that kid. Well, actually, not like picking dodgeball kids because there you go in turns. But it's like, the movies can grab something, but if TV, because TV makes more shows, they actually can grab a lot of characters faster. So like Marvel, like the movie guys might be right now thinking, oh man, I just thought of something I'd like to do with Jeff Mace. You can't. He's gone. You blew it. You missed your shot. Because they can't grab those obscure characters until if the TV already has. At least that's my guess. I have no idea how it works. Anyway, so my theory on where Phil is, and this is, I think, going to be our big tie-in next season. I think Phil got himself collected by the Collector.
Ooh.
Nice.
Because I said, and I said this in Super Connectivity right after it came out. What struck me about that scene is it reminded me of the first scene in To Serve Man, when the guy wakes up on the starship and is wandering around bored in the ship. I get the feeling that basically the Collector sent out to get this team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to have in his collection, new in box. You got an Inhuman. You got a guy that was once dead and come back to the life. You got these 2 super geniuses, and then Mac and Yo-Yo, our other Inhuman there. So there you go. So you got a nice team, and it's like it's the complete collection, and of course the Collector wants that. And I think that we're going to see that next season. You may not see Benicio del Toro, but you'll see his collection agents, But, yeah, I loved it. I do think that I don't think Phil is there willingly. I definitely think Phil is there as a prisoner. Okay. And you know what? Who wants to go next?
Next.
Does anyone want to ask me a question?
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, you were talking the Collector. 2018, the first part of Infinity War comes out. I wonder if Agents that's going to spin right into Infinity War.
It might. Maybe they're bringing the agents into Infinity War through this.
Mm-hmm.
or at least Phil Coulson. Because Phil Coulson is the real collectible because he is a guy who has been brought back from the dead, which, contrary to popular belief, maybe is not as easy as you think. Because as we saw in Iron Fist, you can be brought back, but not everything comes back. Yeah, Phil came back better than ever, but he actually got himself fixed, so that's good. So yeah, I definitely think he got himself collected. That's my fan theory. We'll see if it pans out at the start of next season.
Yeah, Tyler, what did you think of the season finale
of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah,
I didn't get to watch it.
Oh, okay.
I tried to, so I just didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
I had a lot to catch up on. I was trying to do it so we could discuss it, but I just didn't get to finish it.
It's okay.
It's okay. I skipped all of season 2 and jumped straight because they were bringing Ghost Rider. So
yeah, pretty much. And I was like, oh, don't have time for
you didn't have to watch the whole. You didn't have to watch the whole series. You just had to watch the last episode.
No, I mean like this year. Like when I stopped watching after season 1, and then when they said they were bringing Ghost Rider, I was like, okay, and I just jumped in. Ghost Rider.
This was the year to jump in. This was definitely the year to give him the second chance.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And time's almost up, but yeah. So Charlie, you're more hopeful for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than you are for Inhumans, because I know you're down on Inhumans.
Inhumans will be awful.
They've shown us it's like, and it's 8 episodes. So it's like, how much confidence can you have if you can't even give it 13 episodes? You give it 8, not even 10. 8. What is this? The UK?
On a Friday night. On a Friday night.
Network show, like on like ABC, NBC. No, sorry.
Yeah, but on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our timer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was
trying to stop early, but people kept on making me talk.
I was gonna say I think Inhumans might be Marvel's first flop.
Well, after Iron Fist, yeah.
Iron Fist is like one of those it flopped, but it wasn't like a horrible flop because there's still some things from it, but it's been their weakest point. But I think Inhumans might be like the one that you're just like,
Inhumans is going to be worse than Iron Fist.
Yeah. Finn Jones is very happy that they decided to make Inhumans take the heat off him. Finn Jones is like, yes, just let me get the Defenders. I'm just going to be in the background with these other guys that everyone likes. I'll punch some stuff and great, and I don't have to be. Why can I not remember? I don't have to be Charlie Chaplin Black Bolt, I can't remember the guy's name. Not Charlie Chaplin, but he was the guy that was like I don't know.
It's early. It's okay.
No, I couldn't remember his name last night either. Buster Keaton. Thank you. There it is. Buster Keaton.
Nice.
Buster Keaton as Black Bolt. Except I think
entertaining.
It would be a great comedy. It would not be Inhumans. It's
all right.
Mugging. Black Bolt doesn't mug.
Come on, wrangle, right. Phil, wrangle.
I was gonna say enough poo-pooing on Marvel. Let's poo-poo on DC for a while.
Yeah,
Tyler,
my favorite
thing. All right, so we got our Supergirl final episode, and let's see here. I'm trying to backtrack because I rewatched it in the episode before that together, so I'm going to mix them all up together. But basically, my prediction that Mon-El would have to be exiled came true, which is nice. As everybody knows, I have a big issue with him and his name this season.
You're not the only one.
Everyone does, yeah.
So, let's see what happened in the finale. Oh, yeah. It opens up with an epic battle between Supergirl and which was sweet and really fast. So, that was kind of cool. I liked that it wasn't drug out and it wasn't like the main focus of the episode. It was just at the beginning. And we had that battle. We found out he was possessed by silver kryptonite, my favorite kryptonite. I don't know why. Just silver is fun.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many kryptonite things.
I don't know.
And then we had the return of Cat Grant, which made Jania happy.
Me too.
We'll see how long that lasts. I'm curious if she'll be in season 3, but we had more development with Lena Luthor and her mother, which is always an interesting dynamic. I find Lena to be one of the most interesting characters on the show.
Real quick question for you, Tyler.
Okay.
What did you think about Superman basically saying Supergirl beat him? Did that ring true to you? Did that make you upset? Did you felt it was important for the story just so that we say Supergirl can beat Superman? Or
I think it's important for this story. I mean, in the comics, there's always been like debates in different parts where some have said that Superman's more powerful than Supergirl because he's been exposed to the sun longer. Some have said that she can be more powerful than him because he's been on Earth, and like in Smallville, like he had the whole mental thing where he didn't want to embrace his Kryptonian heritage as much and always held back his power. But I think for this particular story, it was important because it would be very easy for Supergirl's story to get lost and overshadowed by Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many times do you know something's going on, you're like, well, why doesn't Superman help? Or like what was it, a couple episodes ago, they talked about the laws. People are using the Supergirl laws that she busted criminals to get off trials. And I'm like, shouldn't that have already been some sort of like debate or some sort of legislation because of Superman? People using the same thing. So they would just follow that same clause. I don't know. But
maybe
back to your same question.
Street level crime, you know?
Yeah. I do think for her story, it was important that she came out the victor. It was Earth's champion for that moment.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it in the stories, especially like the last 10 years, where a lot of them, they said Supergirl might be stronger than Superman. But I think the easiest thing, well, like with these TV shows and even the comics, it's whoever's show or whoever's comic is usually wins. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's her show, so.
Yeah.
Despite what other people want, it's still her show. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm pulling for Supergirl to have a better cultural impact here, but
maybe
the title of the episode was a little weird for me too. Like, we get you, like I thought we kind of fell back from that whole feminist thing that people they said they never really got anyway, so why try? I'm just saying, not for nothing. Sorry, Charlie, I know that's your catchphrase.
It's okay. Hey, it's not mine. It's everyone here on the East Coast. We're all saying not for nothing. I didn't say it until I got here, so it's like it infected me.
So how do you feel about that, Tyler?
What part?
Do you think it's that they fell back on the feminism and the girl power thing? Like it was really over the top for a long time, then they pulled back, and then it's starting to kind of creep back up again. And I think that has kind of a direct correlation of how people relate and find an episode good or not.
I can say that. I can see that. I mean, Ginny and I were talking about how, you know, they use feminine villains, female villains, but they don't try too hard. Like, they haven't taken a character and made it a woman. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't gone out of the way to be like, oh, well, we're going to take this character and make it a woman so that Supergirl can fight the character. But I mean, I have no problem with the girl power. Like, more to it. So, I mean, because, I mean, look at this episode too. Like, you have John Jones, who's down the whole time till McGann shows up. And when McGann shows up, she's able to pull him out of his Martian coma. So, you know, the female characters are always on the higher end.
So do you think it's like a deliberate thing where like they're like, oh, we have to put all this girl power into it? Or is it because, I mean, you have so many female characters because, you know, the main character is a woman, her sister. Now you have Lena Luthor.
I think from the basis, it starts off with we need to make a more female-driven show. I mean, there's been the whole with Wonder Woman coming out, and like we were talking about, like there hasn't been any strong female superhero characters like that have led and been the main focus in movies or TV series. There's been supporting characters, but there hasn't been like a lead character. So I think they're trying to keep that up in the forefront, and then it just kind of builds from there with the additional female characters and the story evolves, that the girl power comes because that's who you're dealing with, is girl characters. Yeah. Speaking of Wonder Woman, we got that commercial that with the boots and everything. That was cool. It was interesting, but that was cool. I like cross promotions. Mm-hmm. They should. I mean, hey, Marvel's got their cross promotion down. Well, they did for, pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Though I'm not sure why Pirates of the Caribbean was being pushed so hard in Arrow.
We talked about that on Queen Consolidated.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's hold that thought. But yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, something doesn't make sense here.
I wonder why.
But we'll jump to the end. Lilith, let me ask you, where do you think Mon-El went at the end of the episode?
I prefer him to be in the Phantom Zone, but
that's what
I'm hoping.
That's my joke. That's my hope. Like, honestly, I'm hoping that it's revealed somehow that, like, Cyborg Superman, another character I have problems with their name, like, use the Phantom Zone projector and, has Mon-El trapped to use him as leverage later on in another episode. That's my hope right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw someone saying the Legion might play a part in season 3, so I wonder if that's going to be that whole thing where they pull him out of the zone in like season 3 and then bring him back to the present or something.
There was a Legion tease somewhere online. They showed like the Legion ring in the fortress.
Oh yeah, and then even what was it, the end of season 1 or whatever, when Barry was time traveling or something, they had or he was going through the multiverse. They had a flash of the ring too.
Yep.
So yeah, they teased it at least twice. Hopefully it doesn't come to it isn't one of those Hal Jordan teases where nothing's going to come of it.
Thank you, Arrow, for your 2 Hal Jordan teases.
And Flash. Let's not leave the Flash out of the Hal Jordan teasing.
I think they're afraid of it after that Green Lantern movie. They're afraid of it.
Well, yeah, wouldn't you be? Ryan.
Plus I mean, they had a movie budget and they couldn't do it. I'm sure TV's afraid with their budget of doing Green Lantern.
You can
do it. Just you have him on Earth. You don't send him to Oa. You get a good actor to be the character.
You're not going to have a lot of constructs. It's going to be a lot of flying and glowing, but very random. Because I mean, Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, Firestorm doesn't transmute that much stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think you can do Green Lantern. You just have to maybe make him a little more. I mean, like a little more down to earth. He doesn't have to. Here's the thing: you can have all the constructs you want. They did constructs in Automan in the 1980s. It's just I made a green car. Ta-da! A green car. I'm driving a green car now. I'm making a green airplane. Give it a little bit of a Bowie effect. That's a construct. The construct doesn't actually even have to be CGI. It just has to be, a thing that's there. I think maybe that's their mistake. They made it.
Uh-oh. Did we lose them?
I think so. I don't know. I think Supergirl season 2 has improved in this culmination. Like the finale was superior to the first season finale.
Yes, it was. I agree. Yeah. I think this season was a good season. I liked it. It didn't change too much by going to the CW. I feel like it was still able to feel like the same show. There were different, changes here and there, but I'm interested to see where they go with season 3. Lilith,
you think they jumped into season?
I need it.
Let's.
You think this
Lilith?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Phil.
No, I was gonna say, do you just think the jump from CBS to the CW helped the show?
It didn't help the viewers, the ratings, but I think it helped the story because
the quality,
more easy to facilitate. I do think that the Flash gives Supergirl a bump. I love their chemistry together.
Yes.
I wish we could see it more often.
Yes.
Because we didn't, in my personal opinion, no offense to Tyler, however the hell you say his last name, him and Superman, I just felt like, we didn't really need Superman. I feel like that Superman overshadows Supergirl. It just bothers me. Just let her be her.
I've always wrestled with this because it's like you either have to acknowledge Superman's existence or you have to have a world without Superman where there's Supergirl. And then acknowledging his existence acknowledges the history there. And it's a very fine line. So I think having him show up is good to just acknowledge his presence, acknowledge that he exists, and have some interaction between the two of them. And as much as I'd like to see him more often, we don't need to have him around for her story.
Exactly. Like, it just felt like a ratings grab when they introduced it at the beginning of the season. I was just like, eh. But when he came back the second time, I was like, okay, that felt a little more organic for the Arrowverse fans. I'll just use those quotations. So yeah.
I just think it's awesome, I think it's awesome and ironic that the actor who's playing Superman's name is Tyler.
Yes.
Well, he had been pitched around for the actual movie way back when Superman Returns. Instead of Brandon Routh, it would have been him, but he was really too young, and I think that's why they passed on him. And I was like, I don't think he has a strong enough jaw, but that's a whole nother story we could talk about some other time. Oh,
he would have had to. I mean, what was that? 2006. He would have looked young. I mean, he looks young now, and that's like 11 years later.
Looks older than what he is. Let's just put it to you that way.
Yeah, sometimes.
Look up his age, and you're just like, ooh, that's a rough. That's a hard living there. Because I'm a Teen Wolf fan. Like, that's where I know him from. And I was just like, Superman.
Yes.
I don't know.
That was my thing when they first announced him, and then that first promo. Like, I don't think they've ever released a promo shot of like a character in costume. Like the first release photo, that's actually looked really good.
It was super photoshopped, and it just broke my heart.
I mean, I wasn't behind him as Superman until they released like the behind the scene episode photos.
Exactly.
And then I was like, oh, okay, that looks better. But like, think about the Flash, the first like promo photo they released of him in his suit, the first Supergirl photo in her suit. None of them looked good. They all like were just darkly lit and looked awkward. But then when you actually saw the stuff after that, you're like, oh, okay, that works. But I know we're getting short on time. But Lilith, what is your thoughts about the ending where we see the third Kryptonian shuttle?
We don't need it. I'm sorry. I can't. It's enough.
But
I don't know. We're gonna have to do the Superman reboot where we wash everybody away from the history or something. Like, it's just too much.
This is where they put Crypto and
the horse. What was the horse's name?
The monkey, and yeah.
No, it looked like a dark something because weren't they doing like blood or something? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, is it General Zod? Is it the Eradicator? Who is
they already
he's probably the Eradicator actually, because he's popping up in the Superman book, and they tend to do that for a reason.
I like the idea of the Eradicator or Rain from the Supergirl book.
Rain would be good.
I will say this before I forget. I was really hesitant when they announced that General Zod was going to be in Supergirl, but the way they did it, I am very happy with. It was just neat to see, oh, that's what Zod would look like in this world, and it explains that Superman thought he was fighting Zod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Is that them just like throwing it in there so like when he shows up in season 3, everyone's like, oh, it's Zod?
Yeah.
I hope not, because Astra and Non were pretty much Zod.
Yeah.
And they don't need to keep making the villain like first season Kryptonian villain. Second villain.
Well, it'll be the Flash all over again. Speedster Kryptonian. There you go.
Exactly. So something else. Like I'm pulling for Mongol, but that's me. That's my crossover.
Do they have the budget for
prediction.
That? Would you like to see play Mongol?
My thing is, I think if they did Mongol where Mongol shows up on Earth and he's in disguise for a while, like he has alien technology that makes him look human, and he walks around and he's like studying our fighters and who he wants, and then when it comes time for the crossover, World War shows up and he shows his real form, and then the crossover is everybody fighting on World. That's my idea. But all right, anybody else have any questions before we run out of time?
Did the Daxamites? Because I missed the end of it. Did the Daxamites conquer Earth?
No.
Losing, Charlie.
They lost from the lead poisoning bomb in our atmosphere. Which wouldn't that affect Superman and Supergirl's vision? Like when they have problems seeing.
Oh, nice! I never thought of that.
Wait, they actually let off the lead bomb.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how they drove the Daxamites off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the bomb went off, and immediately the Daxamites were reacting, and Rey had turned to a statue and turned to a pillar of salt. And everybody left.
Biblical.
Yes. That's why I said that. Yes.
Don't look back.
Okay, this hurts my brain. This hurts my brain.
Well, it's kind of it's the same science that, you know, the world engine didn't really affect Earth's gravity long term. So you know what? It's a comic book show, and I'm just like, we're trying something. Myriad, you know, happened last season. The long-term effects.
That's a real thing. Lead is like an actual substance that we can. It's not like kryptonite, which is it doesn't affect humans. It's this. It's that.
Oh,
it's like,
have you seen Smallville? Have you never seen Smallville? Kryptonite affects humans crazy.
Well, in Smallville, yes, but in there it was expressly made that kryptonite would affect humans. You know, you can make your story however you want if you're using a fictional thing. It's like whether or not adamantium actually is poisonous or is just fine in your bones. You know, we don't know until someone decides to write that in. We know what lead is. We know that inhaling lead is bad for us. We know that lead in our plants and food is bad for us. You know, unless the entire argument was, no, it can't be. Because I could say, well, they put it in the upper atmosphere where no one's breathing and it stays up there through, you know, super science. That would work.
Super science.
Then it wouldn't be affecting the Daxamites on the ground.
It's a cop-out, but they said it was like low levels. That's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a cop-out. I mean, basically, yes. Moving on.
All right. Hey, you want me to play the voicemail from Jesse Jackson?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
It's under a minute. All right.
Hey, this is Jesse Jackson from Settler St. Bruce. And I just wanted to comment on the Supergirl finale. I was really happy with it. I think this has been a great season of Supergirl. It was great to see Cat Grant back. I love the reveal that, of course, she knows that Kara is Supergirl.
Oh, yeah, we did touch on that.
It looks like Mon-El may be going into the Phantom Zone. Anyway, just really good stuff, and I just think they upped their game this second season. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next year. So once again, Jesse Jackson from Dallas, Texas. Keep up the great work, guys.
Awesome.
But we forgot about that. Now Cat Grant knows Kara.
Well, I mean, she got the best line in the last episode.
Though, right?
You would I would assume, especially after she said she knew James was Guardian.
Exactly.
Which was an awesome line. He's like, I'm Guardian. She's like, I can see your eyes.
Yes, it is. I still say that everyone knows that Superman is Clark Kent, and you know, because the costumes aren't that good. I think everyone knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne because, you know, obvi. But you know what? These guys, they protect us, and for whatever reason, it's important to them to have this secret identity. So let's just let them have a secret identity, you know, because it's not hurting anybody. Let them have their fun, and they actually do a lot of good.
Says the building damage totals.
Well, yeah, but you have to remember we also have advanced super science technology in this universe to rebuild buildings. So you know, all of our technology, all of that LexCorp technology is mostly in the construction division, rebuilding buildings. So it's a super advanced society, but it's all just in rebuilding stuff. And Lex isn't going to tell anyone because, hey, he needs that cheddar. That's how he makes his living. You know, that's how he makes his livings. It's, you know.
So he says, "There's darn aliens," and meanwhile he's breaking in the cash from
exactly, man.
Typical businessman.
All right,
ready for Flash?
Yeah, I was gonna say, moving on. Charlie said Supergirl hurt his head. Well, you want a headache? Let's get to Flash. Season finale, finish line. So we got
boys the men into the road.
As he's walking into the Speed Force. But I mean, we got the final showdown with Savitar. We discovered, as I knew, it wasn't Iris who got killed. It was HR.
This whole season has been predictable, Phil. Like, everybody's been saying that since they introduced the technology.
Oh, the face-changing technology.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, especially when they had it last episode, too. They brought it back. So I'm like, oh, that's coming into play again.
You mean when they showed us their hand that they could do a full-body face change?
Exactly.
Not just a face?
And it gave Barry ninja skill upgrade. Who knew?
I know he's fighting as where did he get those fighting skills as Lila last episode? But
yeah, exactly. I was like, he would have got punched. He would have been like,
his speed wasn't working. But I just llove how the drumstick, they were beating those drumsticks into her head all season. I thought they were signaling he was abracadabra, but no, it was just for that final scene when HR drops the drumsticks and you're like, oh, it's not Iris, it's HR. That was the payoff of those drumsticks.
And it wasn't a good payoff. Sorry.
No, he should have been abracadabra. Sorry.
So they're probably just gonna let Harrison or two Harrison Wells be Harrison Wells. Like, we don't have to do any more cross universe BS.
I don't know, because I mean, it seems like they want to kill Wells every season, or just about. I mean, they never met original Wells of Earth 1. They killed him off, and then Eobard got killed, and when he was, or wiped from existence, he was posing as Wells. So that's what I said. They could fill a graveyard just with Harrison Wells, different versions of him.
I think they have.
It seems like they're starting, yeah.
I loved his grave, though. It was amazing. I like the little age with the little quote. That was amazing.
I agree. I liked his grave. I liked the quote on it.
Poor Cisco. Can't have a good relationship with the Wells to save his life.
Well, he kind of did in the end, but he got killed. So is Tracy staying with Team Flash?
No. I know that lady from How I Met Your Mother, and what's that show with Piper Perabo where she was a CIA agent?
I knew her from Friends.
Friends?
Yep. Season 10 of Friends, she played Precious, Mike's girlfriend that he broke up with for Phoebe.
I know her from How I Met Your Mother because she kicked Ted in the balls. Yes! Ted needed that. He needed it like every week. So I was like real happy somebody finally did it.
But I mean,
I enjoyed her character.
Yeah, but I mean, this episode was almost as bad as the Arrow finale because I mean, they threw everyone into this. Gypsy came back. They finally got Jay Garrick out of the Speed Force, which turned out to be a bad move.
Like I said before, if you could pull Garrick out, why couldn't you have put Savitar in?
This goes at a one-track mind,
Yeah.
Because they were trying to save him, or I don't know.
That's my thing. Yeah, they tried to save him, which was a good thing, but I'm just like, Savitar was a time remnant, which basically, you're cloning yourself using time travel, and it's just like cloning never works. These clones never come out good. Hopefully this is the end of time remnants because it just seems like, they come out flawed every time.
No. They're gonna use it like Flashback and Arrow.
You don't think they're gonna tone down the time travel and just be like, oh, well, look at all the crap that went down in the first 3 seasons?
I hope so, but I don't have high hopes for it.
Maybe the Speed Force, as his mom spends the summer telling him, no, time travel was bad.
You think that? No, I think he's gonna time travel and fix it, and then that's gonna render season 3 like kind of pointless. But honestly, season 3 was already pointless.
Yeah, but can he use time travel? Because in the beginning of the season, Jay Garrick even told him, he's like, when you go back in time to try to fix stuff by time traveling, it never completely fixes it because it's like, breaking that whole teacup thing. You can't put the teacup back together perfectly.
I think he's going to spend the whole summer learning from the Speed Force how to do it perfectly this one and final time.
Is he going to?
I like Lilith's idea.
Yeah, is he going to get like extra powers like Wally West had in the comics after he came back from the Speed Force, where he can like lend speed or steal speed from objects?
That's where we've been going because I noticed that we can't go run faster, Barry, run faster every season. So it has to be first 3 I'm not fast enough. But you say in the intro you're the fastest man alive. What is it, Barry? What is it? So we need to set a that date.
Hey, he was the fastest man alive, just as Savitar.
Not for nothing. The Legends just broke time very badly in their final episode. So maybe that's going to be something to. Maybe there will be a little crossover there where, because time is already really badly broken,
it gives Barry the. I like your idea.
Fix it, because the Legend's like, oh, we can't even blame Barry.
But I want a pet dinosaur. Can they break time for real? So a little baby raptor to hold.
No, those bite.
Is that
dogs and cats?
Is that going to be the crossover next season? Is like them all trying to like fix time and
they
all?
Said they were doing it earlier, right? The crossover, so it won't be episode 8.
I think that's what they said. Yeah. So I wonder how early in the season they're going to do it.
Well, they got to have somebody for Oliver to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get there. If you don't get that joke, we'll get there.
And the crossover is going to look completely different because they moved Arrow. They're moving Arrow to Thursday night. So yeah, Arrow's going to be the final part of the crossover then.
Hey, you know what'll be cool though? We'll get 2 parts of the crossover in one night.
Yeah.
Or they bump that one show on Wednesday, like, ooh, special night and time to drag it out. So the ratings for the week like rise up. I bet they do it. I guarantee it.
I think it's Riverdale. Are they going to bump Riverdale for Legends of Tomorrow?
They might.
Yeah. I thought Riverdale was more popular.
No. The ratings are about the same. It has more buzz with the kids that used to watch Gossip Girl. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, if Oliver's the last episode, it's going to be like when they did the crossover between Thor: The Dark World and S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's just going to be Oliver cleaning up the mess.
No, it's him and William playing catch, and then he's shooting an arrow into the tennis ball. He's like, force a habit. Sorry.
Let me tell you about this girl I used to date, Felicity Smoke. She's dead now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Batman Beyond, Talia.
I'm still waiting for Damian Queen.
Lilith, stay in your seat. Stay in your seat.
We don't have a Batman in the universe.
Does that mean that Oliver's going to come back and end up hooking up with Lila, like out of sorrow? They'll be like, "Oh, John's dead. My wife's dead. Let's be together, Lila."
Why are you guys poking Lilith with a stick?
I don't know. It's annoying Lilith Day. It's okay. Lila, I just want her to go to the Flash, honestly. Like, her and Diggle need to break up. I'm over that relationship.
It could happen. I mean, you saw this season. There's tension there. He's sick of her being the new Amanda Waller.
She's better. She's more efficient to me. Just saying. In this universe, anyway. Flash was just a mess, though. I just have to. I mean, this season, I'm so disappointed with it. Season 2 was wobbly, and then they do this to us.
Well, what about the whole Killer Frost thing? I mean,
I like that she's a happy medium.
Yeah, I mean, now, but I mean, she was out of control. Why did Cisco just throw the cure to her and be like, "Here, if you want to be Caitlyn, take it"? It's like, she said before she changed, she'd rather be dead than be Killer Frost. So why wouldn't they cure her?
Well, if they don't want to do anything against their will, it's not like she's a prisoner in the pipeline.
Yeah, because they.
Speaking of which, let's just take a moment. Was there any prisoners in the pipeline when Star Labs exploded from the Philosopher's Stone?
No, in the beginning of the season, they made it a point to say that they moved everybody to
Argus.
No, it was between Argus and Iron Heights. Like, they had a metahuman wing in Argus. Iron Heights. So no.
But do the cells have toilets now?
It magically disappears.
Maybe when they rebuild.
Prometheus didn't have one in his cell.
It was a big glass box.
They'll rebuild Star Labs and make it a point.
It's a bucket, and then they just in and out.
When they rebuild Star Labs, they'll make a point. Like, Cisco will say something like in the first episode, to be like, "Man, that's a nice looking toilet." You know,
I mean, they did a lot of blowing up in the Arrow universe, right, for the finale.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, it's no wonder super criminals are so evil, When they get locked up, they're like in completely empty cells, no toilet, no bed, no book. It's and they did the same thing to Magneto. He didn't have a toilet, so
he had a
chessboard.
chessboard, yeah,
and he had a chair. Yeah, he actually was doing better. Well, that's Marvel. They're a little more empathetic to their villains. DC, it's like, nope, you're a villain.
The one time, Charles wiped his memory and, made him a homeless guy. Whatever, sure. Sleeping in the park. Anyway.
Well, that happens. They did that to Namor in the comic books first, and then, of course, they're going to do that to Odin in Ragnarok, so... Yeah. That's a tradition, turning you into a memory wiped homeless guy.
So what's better? I mean, being locked up with nothing to do, or wiping your memory and setting you loose on the streets?
I think actually wiping your memory and being set loose on the street is better for you as a person than being locked in a box forever and not be able to go to the bathroom. At least a homeless guy can go to the bathroom. Trust me, I know.
Yes, but if we learned any lesson from Pleasant Hill, Charlie, is it a good thing to wipe their memories?
The problem with Pleasant Hill wasn't just that they wiped their memories; they rebuilt their memories and gave them false history. Sort of what they did to Captain America.
True. Yeah.
And as we see in current Secret Empire, Captain America's back as a homeless guy with no memory.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Steve Rogers are wandering around.
Yeah, but he has no memory. He has no memory, and he also does not have a home. So technically, he's a homeless guy with no memory, in tour clothes and a beard. It's a Marvel tradition. He's got to have him hang out at the flop house until Human Torch comes and burns off his beard.
Unpopular opinion: I think they should have killed Iris off and brought back Patty. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. I'm a fool.
I like Patty, but I don't think I'm all Team West Allen, but I mean,
I am too, but only because of comic book canon, not TV show. I mean, they really screwed the pooch like they screwed Laurel and Oliver's history. Like that brother sister adopted stuff. It's just getting to me. I cannot justify it anymore. TV show West Allen is. I love Candace, but sometimes you got to retool and move on.
What was it?
My thing was, it felt like as soon as Barry and Iris got together, their chemistry kind of got lost. Like this whole season should have been about like us loving Barry and Iris, but it feels like you're just like there's like very few moments where you're like I can actually see them two together.
How can you love one half of a couple that has nothing going for them? Like she's a reporter, we saw that in one episode, and then we just forgot about it. It's all let's save Iris, but the question should have been, should we really try to mess with time? I mean, I'm just saying.
That's true love. You'll mess with time if you want to, but
it's comic book love. Got to cross the universe.
I know.
Do you think maybe his summer in the Speed Forces can maybe gonna kind of like rebuild that relationship, where like once he comes back, they're gonna have to like
break it apart? It was way too soon to have them get married anyway. I mean, this is like New Adventures of Superman and Lois all over again. We're ready. Psych, we're gonna pull you apart. You don't get married to the 100th episode, silly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be broken apart. Maybe he comes back, she's dating somebody, and then they're going to have to like rebuild the relationship from scratch.
Maybe she'll date her boss at the newspaper again.
Oh, Black J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
That Flash is evil, I tell you.
So next season's not supposed to be an evil speedster. You think it's DeVoe? You think they dropped that hint for a reason?
They dropped it at least twice this season. It has to be.
Not at all. I think it's going to be. Barry's going to come out of the Speed Force, and the Speed Force is going to become Barry's mom, and Barry's mom's going to be the villain.
We've had two people from the future drop the name DeVoe. It's CW. They're not that subtle. It has to be DeVoe, the thinker.
Which would be nice, because supposedly we're all science bros at freaking Star Labs. Let's actually start acting like it. Use our brains.
Because I think we burned through all the evil speedsters unless they created an original one.
No, we haven't burned through them. We still got what's the twins' name? You can bring Eddie Thawne back that way.
Cobalt Blue.
Yeah, Cobalt Blue. Thank you.
Oh,
we have what?
The Russians, capitalist couriers, or whoever. Or
we could always
get some Firestorm villains. You know how we roll on the Flash.
Yeah, true.
DC just created a Flash of China.
Oh yeah, in the comic, new Superman. Yeah,
he's cool.
Ooh, that's prime. Oh, time's up.
No, go ahead.
That's prime thing for Supergirl, because they have like new Chinese Superman, and then they can have like a Chinese doppelganger for Barry.
For who?
For Barry.
Oh.
That way we won't have to keep doing the whole Flash Supergirl. They'll have their own little Flash over there.
And he'll be like, I'm the fastest man alive.
Well, the Flash of China is a female, so you can actually start a Chinese Justice League over there and have them over. Yeah,
you still have Johnny.
Well, we got Jesse Quick. Hello, I mean Jesse Quick. Sorry.
Yeah, they just need to bring her back from Earth 3.
Well, Jay's back.
Jay's back.
Wasn't it Johnny? Who was this evil? Yeah, Johnny Quick, the evil speedster of the crime syndicate.
Yeah, there was like two Johnny Quicks. One was from the crime syndicate, and the other one was Jesse's father in the comics. Yeah,
but that was just an alternate universe. Barry Allen, wasn't it?
Was it?
They all technically kind of are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my last thought, real quick on Flash. What if in the next season, Bart shows up from the future because now that Barry entered the Speed Force, it threatens his existence and he has to get Barry out.
But we've just done that kind of though, right? With Savitar, sort of.
Well, I told you.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas to pay him again.
That wasn't Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Smallville.
Who was that?
It was some kid, I can't think, but it wasn't Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was in Smallville, but he didn't play Impulse.
Okay.
But I told you my theory, Tyler, is I think Barry's gonna, when he tries to get out of the Speed Force, he's gonna go through time. He's gonna get lost in time for a while, and maybe he'll meet Bart that way.
Yeah, I think Bart will come into play some way in this season. Just a feeling.
Maybe Flash does Legion.
Maybe
he's gonna travel through time.
Maybe it's the crossover. Maybe they all get it.
Ooh, they should do what they did for Justice League Unlimited and the Static Shock one. Once in future, whatever. That would be cool for a crossover because we basically have the setup for it.
That would be cool. If the crossover is Legion, that'd be awesome. If like each show, it's part of the crossover, they interact with all the heroes and like different points in their career.
Mm-hmm.
We could get the return of Star City 2046.
You know, I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so is that it?
Yeah,
we got another Jesse Jackson voicemail. So let me play that, and then we'll get to Arrow. Oh, that's her.
Next stop everywhere, a Doctor Who.
Hold on, let me restart that. All right.
Hello, this is Jesse Jackson. Next stop everywhere, a Doctor Who podcast. To comment on The Flash, since my partner in time and my partner in crime, Charles Skaggs, that is his favorite hero. I liked the season finale of The Flash. Of course, it is hard to disappoint me on the CW superhero shows. I like the reveal that how, Candace didn't die, and I hated HG's death, but I thought it was nice for him to go out a hero. I'm a little confused with the ending, and that seemed a little cheesy that Barry has to take the place in the Speed Force, but I have faith in these writers. I have a faith in the crew and the cast, so I will look forward to next season and see what they do. So once again, this is Jesse Jackson from Next Stop Everywhere in Dallas, Texas, saying keep up the good work. Thank you, guys.
We didn't even talk about Black Flash's death and what that means.
What, the whole 2 seconds they gave to it?
Yeah, it's just like, so now what?
Do you think, is he really dead, or is he, and since he's probably part of the Speed Force or whatever now, can he like reconstitute or something, or?
I don't know, but I think that it's very interesting that we saw Killer Frost do that to a speedster, and that they didn't try to force a cure for her. Because I mean, like Cisco, I always find it really interesting that they picked Cisco and Caitlin to be his best buds, because those are the two that can like literally stop his powers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, y'all just not gonna cure her. I get it. Don't force the person to do it, but gotta start thinking big picture here.
I mean, I know he's fast, but I mean, it's kind of easier to kill a speedster when they don't zig or zag and they just come right at you
and get hit by a shield.
Yeah.
Still over that. Anyway, let's talk Arrow. My favorite thing about Arrow, obviously, was Deathstroke. Manu Bennett. I thought they did a really great job redeeming their writing for him. I'm glad that once the Mercury was out of his system, like we all wanted, that he was back to normal.
Yes.
And he was so sassy. I just enjoyed this episode.
Just what you want in your Deathstroke, sassy.
He's sassy in the comic book sometimes. He's got some great one-liners. Epic one-liners, even. So, yeah.
It's like he's a merc with a mouth.
Oh!
Actually, it's the other way around, but whatever. I mean, they share the same last name for a reason. We talked about it on Wade's World. Listen to the first episode.
Why did you say that name?
Oh God, everybody's getting Martha around here. Oh my God. But yeah, I enjoyed this. This was I gave it an A+ on the last Queen Consolidated ever. So I thought it was good. I thought it was a great way to end our 5-year journey.
Did you realize you gave the last 2 episods an A?
But I gave the last one an A+. It's a difference. Yeah. There's an A. Well, there's an A-, an A, and then there's an A+. I don't remember the last time I gave Arrow an A++. I think it might have been the fall, because that was actually like the season finale, and then they rebooted and came back for season 5. We don't talk about 3.5 and 4. That's how that works. But yeah, what do you guys think? Charlie, let's start with you, since 5 seasons of Arrow. This is your first episode, maybe.
Well, I watched a couple during the rewatch that never got finished, and they were awful from season 1. Here's what I'll say: if I actually knew who any of these people were or what their relationships were, I know that Slade Wilson is a bad guy, but we all totally trust him now. But aside from that, and I guess that's Captain Boomerang, right? That is the Australian guy, yeah, because that guy is such a jobber.
Well, we got him from the Flash, one of those Flash crossovers. He doesn't matter.
I know. No, but it's hey, it's great that he's there. But obviously, he's going to be the one to betray them. So I kind of that's basically what told me. Oh yeah, he's Captain Boomerang. He's betraying them. Though it's like he doesn't even use a boomerang until like three-quarters of the way through the episodes, so that was weird. And then, of course, John Barrowman sacrifices himself. That is delightfully sad, although I didn't get the thing where he said, it's real hard to give people a hand, and he's, like, moving his fingers. It's like, what exactly?
He got a prosthetic hand. Oliver chopped it off in a fight.
But doesn't he fire a bow and arrow?
Didn't he not have a hand on Legends? I don't watch that show, so I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, you don't do a lot of fine manipulation as an archer with the arrows. So it's like it's not going to hurt his accuracy or anything. That's the move, I mean, yeah, there's some things that but then you just like use your non-dominant hand.
He just likes to complain. Every chance he gets, he's like, "Oh, he chopped off my hand."
Yeah. I'm just saying he leans on that pretty heavily, but it's cool.
Wouldn't you though? Somebody chopped off your hand and asked you for help. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. But I enjoyed it overall. I mean, like I said, I had no idea what was going on, but it was like, okay, we're fighting, and I got that we're doing a bunch of flashbacks, and then apparently, did he put on a wig?
Oh,
in the very last scene,
yeah, because they were looping it around to the beginning of the first episode of season 1. Yeah, the pilot, and he did have long hair, and in these flashbacks he didn't have them, so that was them retconning and trying to explain why he had long hair. When they found him on the island in the pilot, but
when in these flashbacks, noticed it was a wig because it's a wig he's throwing on his head. I mean, that confused.
Trust me, the Arrow fans were very upset about it.
Yeah, but he got them from a KGB spy master, so they were the best. best disguise money can buy.
All he has to do is
the wig we had from seasons 2, 3, and 4.
All he has to do is
the best wig we've ever had in the Arrowverse.
All he has to do is cut his hair and shave before anybody sees him after he was rescued. No one will know the difference.
Boy, you shaved quick.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, and I get that. But I don't remember if you had long hair the first episode or not.
Yeah,
or
if you watch the pilot episode, like the opening minutes where he's running through, that was the parallel to that, and it was a disappointment.
No, I understand that. No, I mean by the time he got home, did he have his hair cut by then, or did he?
Oh yeah.
Well, they opened up with him, and after the opening credits, and they flashed to him at the hospital or whatever, and he was already had his hair cut and shaved and all that.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it worked. It seemed like an odd choice, but I guess he wants everyone to think he's been stuck on the island for 7 years, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but it was. I mean, it was fine, and then of course everyone dies at the end. The entire island blows up because naturally, if you are on an island, you will just completely riddle it with bombs. Because you're a supervillain, and that's what you do.
Well, Adrian Chase Prometheus is crazy. He's literally insane. I think you probably got that, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess, yeah. Also, I found the whole landmine scene kind of weird, because everyone walks through that scene first, and then Speedy's the one who accidentally steps on the mine. And it's not like it's a hidden mine, it's just like a big mine in the middle of the road that I think anyone would be like, oh, mine guys, watch out. It's like when you see a big dog thing on the ground and you don't walk around it. Now, yes, sometimes you're distracted and you do accidentally step on it. But if you're in a group, someone will say, oh, watch out for the dog stuff. You know?
Well, wasn't that Felicity that walked before her? Felicity's a selfish cow, so that explains that. Yep. Hey, actions speak louder than words. You can tell me Felicity's got the power of empathy and she's the best of us all you want, but actions speak louder than words.
Well, plus Thea has the shortest. She's shorter, so she has the shortest legs, so she has to take more steps. She takes smaller steps too.
Don't start ragging on short people though.
I'm just trying to explain the physics and why she was the one who stepped on the mine.
No, because convenient plot point is convenient. Let's just be
honest. Her biological father could sacrifice.
And it seems for real that Merlin is dead because Barrowman has said that he's done with the Arrowverse, which is interesting considering all that they did for him for Legends. But it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Yeah, it might not necessarily be his choice that's done.
Oh, they love Barrowman. It's his choice all the way.
Oh, okay. Or maybe he's got some big project on the BBC coming up, you know? Maybe he's going to be in the next season of Class, you know? Oh, I'd love to.
Class is great. I love that.
Yes, I know.
Well, I think they killed him off screen the way they did, just so, like, you know, if he's dead, he's dead. But if they want to bring him back, yeah.
Well, clearly they killed everyone off screen in this episode, including Captain Boomerang. You know,
no one cares about Captain Boomerang.
At least some of those people are getting off that island. I mean, it would be bold. I think it would be a cool move if they killed off everyone and started over. But I don't think CW, they're not doing that.
Yeah, they announced everybody's return. Unfortunately,
they announced most of those people coming back. At least Team Arrow. Yeah,
we got to have Mr. Terrific back.
Do we though?
Another hair issue. How he braids his hair so quick? I don't know. He didn't do it in this episode.
It's the T-Series. That's what he made them for originally. And then he just decided to do some upgrades. There you go. Case solved. What about you, Tyler? What did you think about Arrow?
You know what? This season, I've really enjoyed this season. I think the minor flaws in this season are having to do with crap that happened in season 3 and 4, mainly season 4, and trying to fix things that may or may not have worked. The ending, I think out of all the shows, like this one is the one that I'm more interested in seeing the premiere of. Supergirl kind of left on a nice, like not really a cliffhanger, but an interesting mystery. So yeah, I'm cool with season 3 developing. Flash, Barry's gonna be out of Speed Force, so that's just kind of dumb.
They have the future newspaper. Barry's coming back.
Let's not even get into that debate. I forgot to bring that up. But
that's a summertime debate.
But with Arrow, because of the bold choice of having the island blow up, I'm intrigued by what they're going to do next. I thought it was going to be something where Oliver was going to have to Oliver was going to kill himself, like in parallel more of what his father did. And Oliver was going to shoot himself or something and fall off the boat. And they were going to go that route, where Oliver was going to be in the water, because Prometheus basically gave him two choices, and the third choice would be for Oliver to kill himself. So
yeah, but
I liked it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chase said to him, if you kill yourself, I'm going to kill everybody, your son, everyone on the island, everyone.
So I'm very interested to see what happens, who makes it off. I mean, I hate when they announce, this person's been upgraded to season regular, unless he's a ghost that haunts
Well, and we have that in Arrow. We also have flash forwards and flashbacks of other characters. So that's the one thing that I will say with the way that Arrow is structured now specifically, is that anything is possible. Could be a ghost, could be flashbacks, could be this, could be that. So but we all know.
So I'm more interested in seeing where Arrow goes. We got the drop about Slade's son, which was neat.
That ties back to just so we're all clear.
Joe.
So
it was Joe.
And we still have the mystery of who Vigilante is to come out in season 6.
It's Captain Pike. Sorry. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it.
So, I mean, I'm interested to see where more than any of the other shows, because season 5 had done so well. I'm very interested to see where they go with season 6, because now we don't have to go back to these flashbacks of the island and stuff like that. We can explore more. If we want to do flashbacks of other characters, that's something that I've always liked when they've done, was let other characters get a moment to shine.
Even the Goth Felicity stuff?
Hey, Goth Felicity is better than season 4 Oliver on the island.
Touche.
Except for the Constantine one.
The only episode of season 4 worth watching.
Constantine.
Honestly.
So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get flashbacks to somebody else on season 6, or are they just going to scrap the flashbacks completely?
They said they're going to do it sparingly and with different character perspectives.
Okay.
I said we should do flash forwards. I think that, Arrow has every season has some kind of mystery in it. I don't know why, but if you look back, what's the undertaking? Season 2 is what's behind Brother Blood and his organization. Season 3, I don't even remember after the fall what that was about. League of Assassins, are they going to win? And then season 4 was who's in the grave? And then this one was who's Prometheus, basically, and Vigilante. I love that misdirect, though. As a comic book fan, I was just like, come on, we all know. And then I remembered, this is Arrow. They don't know what they're doing. They said Scimitar was a big DC character. Yeah, I'm not over that either. I'm petty. Sorry.
But yeah, I think there'd be interest in the flashbacks would come back if they do that. If they every time they do a flashback, it's somebody different in season 6.
Yeah, I think they should focus on Black Siren and Earth 2, because that's the most interesting person on the team right now.
Have they confirmed, is she going to be Team Arrow?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even have to be Team Arrow. It's just she's going to be the Catwoman, and she's going to have a lot of interactions with Oliver. They're going to mind the hell out of that. And now she's got Dinah, the new Black Canary, has literally an arch nemesis now, with a very interesting twist. So I think that they can mine a lot of drama, good drama, not organic drama, out of it. So I don't have high hopes, but I have hopes for season 6.
Yeah,
I think that the ratings have just dropped so bad that no matter what they do, they're never going to get that 1.0 in the demo again. It's going to be stuck at that 6-7 range, especially with the Thursday night 9 o'clock. Again.
That's what I was going to say. Is the new time slot's probably not going to help it.
Yeah.
Except in the crossover, when it's the last part of the crossover.
And they might switch it to 8 o'clock for the crossover.
Do you think they bump?
That's what I'm thinking. They're going to move Legends to Wednesday 8 so they can stretch it out across Monday through Thursday.
Yeah. Would they bump Supernatural?
Well, it'd be one of those where they would take advantage of it being off. Like they always have the time where a show's off for a week or so, and they'll just make sure that during the crossover they tweak everything. That's the week off for that show or whatever.
Which, if you think about it, the beginning of each season they kind of stagger what starts. So
yes.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's why it's earlier.
And you think about how like this past season on shows like Supernatural, and they did like the 2-hour season finale where it's just basically 2 episodes on, and closed it out that way. So they'll play around a little bit, I think, when it comes to the crossover.
But yeah, I mean, that Arrow finale should have been 2 hours.
Yeah, it was my favorite finale out of the Arrowverse. Next to Legends, I actually liked Legends finale too, with the broken time and dinosaurs.
That was,
but I mean, you could have better fights and better flesh out more of the scenes more if you had a 2-hour Arrow finale.
Arrow was the best one just because it was, I think, the least predictable.
Yes,
and it just kind of pulled things back around, and it left with a cliffhanger. I'm more intrigued at what happens next. The other ones weren't bad, just kind of know people
Barry
are going like Barry going into the Speed Force is just kind of like, oh, cliffhanger, but he'll be back. Like, they can't do that.
Well,
the Supergirl one is just kind of like
actually, I was thinking that probably the first. They might even have like a couple of episodes where Wally is the Flash.
That would be cool.
Yeah, they'll probably do one, just like our Flashpoint was 1 episode long.
Oh, you're still thinking about that too?
Yes.
I want my Ginger Wally West. No offense to Keon Linesdale or whatever, but I need my Ginger Wally. Because they took my Jimmy Olsen too, so look, man.
Yeah.
And then my Mary Jane is not even ginger. No offense, Zenaida, or whatever your name is, but they're taking away all my gingers, and I'm not feeling it.
I'm just saying I would like to see like a rebirth type arc would be neat. Maybe where the Ginger Wally West shows up and Barry pulls him out of the Speed Force or something, and there's 2 Wallys. Or they do something where we get another reverse Flash because of that stupid newspaper, and it's more like along the lines of the New 52's Daniel West.
Yeah.
Because like Phil and I were talking about, they had that Speed Force storm at the end. And like we'll get like a Godspeed or something like that, like a villain. We'll have an evil speedster, but it won't be the main bad guy.
So about that voicemail, Phil.
Okay, but no, the last thing I was going to say is you know what I saw on Twitter. Mark Wade said, he's like, "Am I finally going to get to hear the words? My name is Wally West, and I'm the fastest man alive."
Mark Wade poking the bear like Gail Simone. I love it. I love it. I need more of it. I need Benjamin Percy to start poking too at this point. Like, y'all got a wild dog. We got a wild dog militia. What's up?
All right. Final voicemail.
Hi, this is Jesse Jackson from Roadside Attractions, an American Gods podcast. And I just finished watching the Arrow season finale. I was a day behind. And it was good. Oliver stuck to his principles. It was nice seeing kind of this ragtag team of the Evil League of Evil fighting against the other Evil League of Evil. And I'm glad that Oliver's son is okay. But you do wonder, did the team get off the island in time? Duh, of course they did. But it still was a nice cliffhanger. And look forward to see what they're going to do next season with the no flashbacks because they're caught up. Nice to see Mara again. Just overall a really good finale. So thanks, guys, for giving me a chance to share my thoughts. And have a great discussion about the season finale.
All right.
Thank you, Bruce. I love it. I love the set list, Bruce. You guys listen to it?
I've heard a couple episodes.
It's right here on the Southgate Media Group network of podcasts. If you're curious, you can head over to southgatemediagroup.com and check out our full list of podcasts.
But I love Jesse Jackson. He's the best.
He is.
But he mentioned, we got Moira in the flashbacks.
See me almost tear up on the last episode of Queen Consolidated ever. Almost. My little cold heart isn't quite that melted. So I do have a question of the week for you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Capes and Lunatics listeners, we're doing a question of the week.
You can send them in, even leave a voicemail.
And gentlemen, we're going to come up with some too. So, maybe we'll take turns every week asking questions.
Okay, I like it.
But Lilith came up with the idea, so she is first.
Okay, so if you were a superhero, what would be your name? What's your power? What's your backstory?
Okay. Mine, the multiversal man with all possible superpowers in all possible combinations. Because essentially, what has occurred is due to a thing. In some universes, magical. In some scientific. In some, just the way I was born. All possible existences of Charlie the Professor Esper are made unified. And so for any moment, any one of us throughout all universes can be the other one as we need to be, to have whatever power and ability that we need at that moment for that task. We're the
Charlie
greatest
got hit with the
superhero
Speed
ever.
Force cannon.
So there we go. That, guys.
All right. Well, I'm going to go opposite. I would have zero powers because I would be the hero zero because I would have zero identity. I would dress in a full head to toe black and red costume, and I would basically just be an inventor who invented different gadgets to take down the various supervillains who popped up because everyone who got superpowers would be evil.
So Batman?
Definitely. I can vouch for that.
Wait, Lilith, you'll get this joke. Better than Batman.
Ooh.
Remember that Nightwing arc?
Oh, I remember. It's our favorite. Tyler?
Well, mine is what I am, Tie Man. I'm sent from another planet to Earth, but unlike Superman, I'm weaker under the Earth's atmosphere. I'm slower. I'm fatter. I'm tired all the time. So my superpower is sloth. My superpower is I have under the Earth's sun. I'm weaker and I suck. So that's mine.
Your podcasting abilities improve though.
Something has to change, So.
All right. So everyone, strap yourselves in. Lilith Hellfire, what's yours?
Okay, so you've heard of anarchy. Get ready for snarky. Born as a millennial in a world where anything you want to say, you can say it on the internet anonymously if you choose. I go around from website to website critiquing, and I have a podcast where I just blast everything I don't like. So, yeah.
No, I thought these are supposed to be superpowers we don't have.
With Lilith with her sidekick Kelly, the pun master.
Yes, the pun master. Oh my god, I need to write it. I need to sketch this as a comic book real quick.
We said the fastest
pun slinger in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun.
It is.
If I could actually have superpowers, I would want to be telepathic and telekinetic.
Telekinesis because I'm lazy. I'm like, I need a water.
I want Jean Grey's powers, but yeah.
All right, real
without
quick.
That whole Dark Phoenix thing.
Yeah, real quick, because we're over, but we already did Marvel Roundup and World's Finest this week. So, but everybody, what was your favorite comic book of the week? It doesn't have to be Marvel or DC, Lilith. What was everyone's favorite comic?
Shoot, which Archie comic was it? I posted it on my Instagram. It was the summer annual with Betty and Veronica.
Very good. Good. Wait, big thumbs up.
Yeah, if you like Archie.
Action Comics.
Of course.
That's mine. Of course.
Yeah. Charlie Esser.
I guess I got to go with Secret Warriors #2. That was my pick of the week over on the Roundup. And although actually my favorite, you know what? Yeah, I'll go with Secret Warriors #2. It's a nice part of the arc. It's got a great, a very great visual storytelling going on in it. If I were to have a runner-up, it would actually be New Superman number 11, although that didn't come out. That came out like 2 weeks ago. So, but New Superman was actually really good as well, with the interaction between the Flash of China and the Flash and Superman of China and Batman and Robin Bot and all of those guys. Very cool stuff. But for this week, yeah, Secret Warriors number 2 was my pick.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll go to what was my Marvel pick of the week, and it's intriguing me, but I hope the writer Peter David brings the character back to more of his classical roots. But Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider number 2.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm about to today. I'm interested in it.
And there's for some reason Peter David likes putting his characters in Las Vegas. First it was the Grey Hulk, now it's Ben Reilly. Dude loves Vegas. Not a lot of superhumans either.
Yeah. Oh, well, until Secret Empire.
Now there's nobody there.
Yes.
It's a crater.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Shameless plugs. That's all that's left.
That's right. All right, everyone. You heard Jesse Jackson chime in many times, like 3 times with voicemails. If you would like to do that, you can call us, leave a message, keep it clean. If, like I said, if we can get a little hellfire to keep it clean, you can keep it clean. 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Or if you're the shy type, you can email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/capesandlunatics. Twitter is @capeslunatics. Instagram, Capes and Lunatics. And we even have a Pinterest board, Capes and Lunatics Podcast. And if you're a comics creator or anyone who works on any of these TV and movies, want to ask our crack team to interview you, email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. You'll see live tweets there. And who's going next? Tyler.
You can find me online at JTYPatrick, Gmail or Yahoo. Jeez, I'm tired. And Twitter and Instagram. So just anywhere right there, hit me up.
Okay. I'll go. Okay, so you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. You can use that to find my Facebook page, too. And, of course, always follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet not The Incredible Hulk 7 o'clock on Saturdays anymore, because that is no longer on MeTV, and we are very mad about that. But when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come back, I will tweet that. And other things I might tweet. Who knows? @Charliesser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for quality.
All right, saving the best for last. Miss Lilith Hellfire.
You can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire. When the DC shows come back, I'll be live tweeting from there. As for now, you can follow me on Adventures in FG everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Adventures in FG, and be sure to check out my website, adventuresinfangirling.com.
All right, and next episode is going to be our Wonder Woman review, and Lilith Hellfire is going to be running the show on that one. So,
yay!
Tyler, do you want to take us out, or?
Just a heads up, y'all will like it. I'll be the negative Nancy.
What a change!
All right.
What a change of pace.
Yeah, that is a change of pace. Is she okay? Are you dying?
All right, you want to take us out, Tyler?
You've heard how to contact us, so go ahead and contact us in any way. Thanks for listening and being part of our live feed. We'll catch you next time.
Join the global domination of Capes and Lunatics.